Welcome to Bifocal Naturalist, a podcast where people from different walks of life talk about their work, health, and well-being of the people and the planet. Journeying to the Himalayas, to the spectacular sceneries in the Himalayas, is not just a journey to a destination. It is far more than that. You experience Himachal's traditions, spirituality, breathtaking sceneries, and above all, the biodiversity of the land. Today, we will be going to Mandi in Himachal Pradesh, or Choti Kashi as it is popularly known. Here, we will meet our guest, Dr. Tara Devi Sen. Dr. Tara Devi Sen is a blogger, ethnobotanist, and a biodiversity expert. She excels in wild food plants, head of the Department of Botany in Vallabh Government College, Mandi. She is trying to bridge the gap between traditional knowledge and the practices of contemporary times. She works relentlessly with children, youth, and women in areas of sustainability, biodiversity, multidisciplinary learning, and above all, experiential learning, which is the agenda of the new educational policy of the Government of India. A warm welcome to you, Tara. How are you?
Thank you, ma'am. I'm fine.
And it's lovely to have you on my podcast. Tara, you got such a beautiful name, Tara, and your nickname is Jyoti, the star. You're like a beacon of sustainability to all of us, and you are promoting well-being of both the planet and the people. So I would like to know how you got interested in nature, traditional knowledge. This is, very important because not many young people are knowledgeable about the ancient wisdom.
Yeah, actually, in 2007-8, I was working in a project that is Mid-Himalayan Watershed Management, where we used to focus on 5 J, that is Jal, Jungle, Jameen, Jan, and Janwar.
Oh.
So in this project, we interact with the rural community and understand their challenges. So automatically, I got interested to know the flora, the culture, and how people use biodiversity. At the same time, I was reading a newspaper article that is very big newspaper article regarding the hunger challenges we are going to face in coming future. And there was written a line that a large number of food resources, they get based at resource level. And actually, I was visualizing all this practically in my project work. So I got very disappointed when I see a very valuable wild food plants like, Punica brunetum, that is called anardana in our local dialect, as well as in Syzygium communi, that is known as jamun. So they are just based at resource level. So I naturally got interested to work on this very crucial challenge in coming days. And from very my childhood, I'm very enthusiastic and want to do something different and want to contribute toward my community and my country because I think I'm a little bit patriotic since my childhood. So I think to work on this line.
That is really wonderful. You are actually Nisarg ki beti. You brought Jadi Bhutia very close to us, all their medicinal properties. So how did you get involved with the medicinal plants, and also the wild medicinal weeds? I've seen your blogs. You talk about hirta, euphorbia hirta. You talk about oxalis. You talk about many of the weeds which are existing and their medicinal properties and using them. We know them, but we don't know how to use them.
Actually, my PhD work is also on biodiversity conservation and socio-economic development of a particular watershed. Then in 2018, I have a very serious fifth major miscarriage, and I'm just back from my deathbed. So I decided to work totally on my coming seasons. And at that time, I met with the Dr. Chiranjeev Parmar, and he was working on a project that is a wild vegetable of Mandi, and that project was given to him by IIT Mandi, director of IIT Mandi. So I at that time I also have applied for a DESTA project that is on wild food plants. So
Mhm.
I thought to get some insights from Dr. Chiranjeev Parmar. And when I talked to him, he asked me or insisted me to collaborate with him on that project. And I have a very sound knowledge of rural community and what kind of flora they are utilizing. So we both collaborated, and at time I was a little bit young and very enthusiastic. So I used to do things very fast, and he got impressed with my working style, and he gave me a lot of knowledge, lot of experience. He asked me to run my own website, that is www Himalayan Wild Food Plants, and that is such a brilliant or excellent, wonderful piece of work. And I got fascinated to do work and then keep on doing my work more and more. When I explored new flora, and when I came to know there are so many wonderful uses, so I thought that this knowledge must be deliberated to the society so that they can use. And at present, so many people, they are facing a lot of challenges due to their ignorance, because we have so many important flora around us which we can utilize, and we can be fit and healthy. And every plant is a medicinal plant. So when I come across a new wild food plant, so I go to the literature, and when I talk to villagers, I came to know that they are such a wonderful with so lot of medicinal uses. So in this way, I got more and more interested, and now it's my passion to discover new plants and work on them. I work on these plants and then prepare new recipes and include these plants in our day-to-day life. So that's the
Wonderful.
story.
Wonderful. You're collaborating with so many people. I've read about your rise in Mandi, Intact, and government colleges, institutions, and also the Himalayan sanctuary, with so many people. So that must be really connecting you to a huge network and, exposing you to a vast body of knowledge.
Yeah, sure. Actually, you missed some name, that is RCFC Jogindarnagar. That is a part of Ministry of Ayush. I think they are a very big supporter of mine, and they are giving me financial assistance as well as technical support to run my projects, especially on ashwagandha, which I awarded on 2023, 23, and 24 to promote ashwagandha as a medicinal plant. So it's very interesting to work with the different disciplines and different departments, especially forest department. And when we have a same goal, that is to save the nature and enhance the greenery. I think we need to collaborate with such kind of associations. And as you mentioned, Rise Up Mandi, they are doing such a wonderful job because they align with my targets, because their focus is to rural upliftment and enhance sustainability and enhance the green cover and women empowerment. So I think where my interest line with these people, I will ready to collaborate with all of these anytime in future.
It's wonderful, taking the time out. It's not easy, when you're working and you have your own personal life, to take so much time out to do, to help with the environment and the community. I think you're doing a wonderful job. Tara, you're living such a lovely place. I really envy you. Being in Mandi, in the heart of the Himachal. And Mandi is also known as Chota Kashi. And why is it called Chota Kashi? And are the gods and goddesses, part of nature? and part of the conservation in nature, have they, worked towards that? Is there any connection between nature conservation and the gods and goddesses of Chota Kashi?
Definitely. Actually, Mandi is known as Chota Kashi because we have 80 temples earlier here. And
Uh-huh.
if we have 81, then it might be Kashi, but it has 80, so it is Choti Kashi.
Uh-huh.
And we have a number of temples here with mainly these temples are of Lord Shiva. But although deities are also there like Tarna Mata, Bhima Kali Mata, and we have Mahamrityunjay Mandir, Ardhanarishwar Mandir, that is a lone temple in North India. So we have a lot of this spiritual dynasty here, and the emperor of Mandi, who is from I think Kolkata or West Bengal, same family, and we are also lineage of that same family,
Uh-huh.
and these emperor, earlier they used to donate some land to the temples, and the land which is donated by them is designated as a sacred group.
Mhm.
And so all kind of activities got prohibited in sacred groups. And in one in Himachal Pradesh we have 136 sacred group, and out of 136, 45 are from Mandi, and that
Oh,
is mentioned in the progress report of Department of Science and Technology of Himachal Pradesh.
uh-huh. Oh, wonderful.
So
So tell me, the Sen family, the royal family of Sen, is also related to the most beautiful Gayatri Devi.
yeah, yeah.
Maharani Gayatri Devi and Singh. Yeah, and also the actresses, I think Riyasen and her sister. Yeah, it's wonderful to know about it. No wonder when I look at you, I see you so charming and nice. You come from a royal lineage. Wonderful to know about it. Yeah. So, going on, I would like to know more about the medicinal plants, you're working on.
Actually, mainly I am working on the wild food plants, but as I explained to you that all food plants, they have medicinal values.
Hmm.
And, I have categorized these wild food plants in three categories.
Mhm.
Already we know that there are wild fruits, wild vegetable, but I have added a third category that is a medicinal plant, which we use as a food supplement
Okay.
in the form of spices. And I have made some value added recipes also with these medicinal plants. Like I have prepared noodles that is from
हाँ,
millets and shatabari and ashwagandha.
अच्छा.
And these shatabari and ashwagandha are here food supplement. They
हम्म.
are in small addition that can aid to the medicinal value and enhance the food and nutritive value of these recipes, which are traditional recipes. And because we have to focus on the young youth because they are very choosy in their food habits. So we need to give a modern twist to our traditional recipes so that they are fully accepted by the young generation. So that's why I'm working on three kind of plants: fruits, vegetable, and medicinal plants, which act as a food supplement.
अच्छा. Do you also work
But
on
they,
tubers and rhizomes?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of tubers and.
And we have a very special tuber here that is Diaspora ballophylla, which is
Uh-huh.
known as tardi. And that is a very favorite fruit of Mandi areas because in Shivratri fair, that is an international fair of Mandi district. And in this fair, there is a falahar, that is a fast feast, and that is especially this tardi flower is served to the people who have fast, and it is also worshipped to the god.
Acha. So how do you get,
And
students interested in plants? I mean, do you conduct a lot of nature walks and expeditions? You take them with you to the mountains? I mean, how do you go about it, getting the children and students involved in nature and biodiversity and sustainability?
uh, earlier it might be a little bit challenging, but at present, I think due to all this social media and print or non-printing media, I think students they know very well that I have attained some position, and they are very interested to talk with me, engage with me, and collaborate with me in such kind of work. I think, and also when you do such kind of a lot of work, and when you teach students, so that reflection automatically get in your teaching. I think, and whenever I teach to them, somehow I relate my knowledge or my research work with my teaching. So automatically they get interested, and I have seen a lot of change in my students. Even I used to put some reels on my social media, and I have seen so many students, they capture my reels and send it to me in my WhatsApp number. So I think how much they are fascinated, and how they love such kind of work. I think because my idea is to love your work and enjoy while you are doing work. It's not solely that you are doing work all the time. I think you should alienate, you should line up it with your enjoyment. So
True.
then I think
Correct. Your
they will
passion should be
appreciate.
there, enjoyment. But you're so much into experiential learning. I see your students preparing plants, also gaining economic this thing, selling them in the market. So, you're trying to combine, their studies with practical knowledge plus economics. So, what
Yeah.
are your different projects?
Actually, my husband, he's a professor of economics, I think, and I think this is his impact on my teaching. That and second thing, I think this is drawback of Indian education system, that everybody is focused about the marks,
Hmm.
and marks are such a in high position that knowledge lie far behind. So my idea is to do everything practically, and focus should be entirely on the knowledge, gain of knowledge, because whenever there is knowledge, automatically marks will be poured on. So my strategy is to mold my students toward the knowledge, and they know very well that their teacher like this in this way, so they get entangled with such kind of activities, I think. Because assessment is also partner, they know that if they can impress their teacher, only then they can get a assessment.
That's very good. I mean, that is the key because students
Yeah,
always, relate things to marks, evaluation.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
So I want to know, what and who inspired you to be so connected with nature and to get into botany? Why botany?
I think now it's passion for nature, passion for work, and devotion to community. Actually, in 2019, I was applying for Indian Biodiversity Award at that time. And as a young one, I want to fetch this award. And one component of this award is that you have to interact with community and do such kind of awareness work to sustain wild flora, as well as to create awareness among people for the conservation of the flora. So I can recall that I have a meeting at a very rural area, and I have asked my relative to engage that meeting. And in that meeting, there are 80 plus women. And while I was talking to them regarding the flora growing around them. One of the lady, she is from very rural area. She even can't speak confidently. She start weeping and saying that please come to my village, because my village is very far from this area. And so many women, they can't attend this meeting. And I want that they should gain such kind of knowledge, because at present I think everybody is facing such many kind of ailments, and everybody is disease, so they want some natural remedies. So while that lady was talking, I was deeply impressed by her. And then I realized that when the people, they are giving such a huge reward for your work, then what the award can give you. So at that time, I decided to work wholeheartedly for not for any gain, but for my satisfaction toward the community. And I think such kind of feedback when you get from society, that inspire you to continue your work. And I'm so lucky that I get love and respect from my community and from my students and my elder ones. So I'm really lucky and thankful to all of them. And this inspired me to continue my work.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, what are your future prospects and what are you planning for the future?
uh, in I want to work more and more, and I want to collaborate again with so many agencies. And my dream is to place Himachal in such a high place that it should be recognized for its flora around the India, around the world. And my dream is to open a moss park, a lichen park in Himachal Pradesh. I hope I hope I can fulfill my dreams. And for this, I want to engage so many people, especially my students.
Mhm. So there are lots of
That's
lichen, lots of varieties of lichen growing there.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, in Shikari Devi or in hilly areas, you can see lots of lichens. They are growing on the trees, on the rocks.
Mhm.
So let's see what it will
That's
be
right.
in future.
So the local community, do they use the lichens? Are they used for edible or medicinal properties? No.
Actually, Himachal is known as fruit wall of India,
Yes.
So people have so many resources and they are not very ambitious. They are satisfied with their life. So they don't use flora very much. I think they should use flora, but they are not using at present. And they are totally focused on the cash crops like, apple we have. So many kind of wild fruits and cultivated fruits are there, so they are not using as much as they should use.
Gotcha. But there must be a lot of indigenous knowledge, na, about medicinal plants and about herbal plants, about the jadi bootia over there. So are they still using the traditional medicines or have they forgotten the traditional knowledge? Needs to be revived now.
Actually, geography of Himachal Pradesh is a very unique and very tough. And people living in a one area, they are totally isolated from the people living in other district.
Mhm.
Like Chamba or like Sirmaur. They are so much disconnected. And sometime a few days ago, other days ago, I was talking with a student that is Priyanka. She's from Sirmaur. And she was telling that her parents will not allow her to marry in Mandi, due to cultural differences or the geographical differences. So,
Uh-huh.
such kind of diversity is present in Himachal Pradesh. We have a plain area, we have hilly areas. Even in Mandi, this the altitude ranges from 500 to 4,000 meter. And
Mhm.
you can imagine the difference in climate and the food habits. And even, in hilly areas, the people used to eat nettle
Ah,
because nettle keep their body warm.
correct.
But the people of the Mandi plain area, for them, this nettle is very horrible. And it used to be the teacher because, students or the children, they are bitten by this nettle whenever they do any kind of mischief. So, such kind of gap is there. So the knowledge we need to conjure on the reason basis. And there is a gap in the knowledge. For these people, this nettle is quite edible. For people of the Mandi plain area, this is not edible. So
Ah,
you can imagine. But
okay.
still, but still, we are trying to conserve this traditional knowledge. Earlier, we have prepared the people biodiversity register, and updation of these register is going on. So there is lots of efforts to conserve the knowledge, and thanks to all social media because so many YouTuber or blogger they used to document their knowledge and put everything on the social media or YouTube channels. I think this will also help in conservation of knowledge.
I remember, as children, when we used to go by school bus, we used to get these fruits, I don't know whether they're nettle or what, but they're very thorny. And then, we would throw it on each other's hair and the whole hair would get entangled.
And
So we used to use them for pranks,
yeah,
basically. So I'm sure children in Himachal also must be, using different plants for pranks with teachers
yeah, they
and
are.
friends and, in the community?
Yeah, they are using, but this is now those days are gone because at present, we have a totally different, we have at the age of modernization and urbanization. So
Uh,
children, they don't have time to go to nature and collect such kind of plants. But we have a plant, Mucona purinus,
hmm,
that is known as dragal in local language, and it causes a lot of itching.
yeah.
And earlier, students, they used to keep these dragal in the chairs of the teacher so that the teacher is busy in eating and they can have a fun and they can miss their classes. So such kind of trends are very common
Thank
earlier, but at
you.
present they are missing all this.
We call it khaj kujli in Marathi.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah,
itching fruit, but it is also
yeah,
edible. I think the pods
yeah.
inside are edible and pretty tasty, I believe. I have not tasted, but
Actually, these have a lot of medicinal value and they have L-dopa actually in the
uh,
foods, L-dopa,
okay.
which keeps your brain or your mind cool. And it is a perfect remedy against depression. And earlier people used to put its seeds inside the sweets they used to prepare for winter season, like laddu and all that.
Uh,
And in this way, they used these plants in small quantity and they can harness its rich medicinal value in this way.
yeah. So in Maharashtra also, we use this khaj kujli. We use the pods, but I didn't know that this is good for dopamine, feeling happy hormone. It's very nice. So it is also used in antidepressant drugs.
Yeah,
Hmm. But I think using it in laddus, to have it in a natural way is a very, very good idea. Very nice idea. And I want to know, is there any message you would like, because you're working with children and youth and women, is there any message for sustainability and biodiversity that you would like to give, to the viewers?
I want everyone to go around their surrounding and search the local flora
Mhm.
because our food should be reason, season, and individual specific. So same diet doesn't follow for all. So first we need to understand what kind of body we have. Is warming, is cooling food suits on you, or warming food suits on you? So on the basis of your body type, we should search the local flora and use that flora in our day-to-day life because whatever we buy from the market that is rich with the fertilizer or the biopesticides. So we should use the natural flora growing around us, and that will be a good remedy to boost our immunity.
But
So
thank
this is
you.
my
Thank you. But by using all the thing available in the wild, will we not be depleting the natural resources? And how do you tackle that?
actually we need to go for a sustainable harvesting. Whenever we have the idea that this plant is useful to us,
Mhm.
nobody will do its unsustainable harvesting. Everybody want to preserve it for our rest of life and for our next generation. So the knowledge or the awareness is very important.
So that's really nice. It's lovely talking to you, Dr. Tara. It's really wonderful. What this thing me is that you never let the mishap of your miscarriage, put you into depression. I think, but you came out of it quickly and you started working towards the community and to the knowledge, creating a knowledge bank. Literally, you've created a knowledge bank of the wild foods, medicinal plants, weeds, useful weeds. I mean, it's really incredible. And I think my salutes to your husband. I mean, because of him, you're also, using economics, which is very important. It's not just enough to teach the students, how to grow things or how to cook, but to exploit it, to use it productively for a gainful purpose, I think is very nice. I'm really thankful to your husband also. And thank you very much for joining us. It's been really lovely talking to you. And I hope to talk to you more some other time. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you to have such kind of podcast and to do work for the nature and to bring a lot of people who are working for the nature and the greenery. And I would love to talk with you anytime in future also. And it's a lovely to talk with you and share my experiences with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
And
very
I
much.
want to tell your viewers that if they want to know more about the flora of Mandi area, they can visit my website and they can also visit on my YouTube channel that is with name Tara Sen Thakur. And I think definitely they will enjoy the blogs I have put on my YouTube channel. So
Yes,
thank you
they're
so much.
beautiful. They're beautiful. I go through them every day. Your posts,
So,
almost every day because I'm learning. For me, it's a huge learning experience. I've just visited Himachal, as a tourist. I've done some work in Gangotri. I've designed a garden in Gangotri. So I've gone there, but I have, short visits coming back. But to study the local flora and fauna, I think it's through your blogs that I'm learning. It's really
thank
wonderful,
you so much.
you're creating these blogs. You must be spending a lot of time, na? A lot of time and energy goes into it, planning to make blogs.
Uh, I think now it's in habit. I need not to work for such kind of blogs. They are automatically getting inside these blogs, I think,
Oh, you're
at
very
present.
lucky. You're very lucky, I must
But
say. And God bless you, beta. All the best to you. And we hope to meet
thank
you
you.
soon. And Dr. Tara and I first, got to know each other through my book, Millets for Children, where she contributed towards it. And her video and her work was so fascinating. I said, I must get in touch with her and meet her personally. Thank you very much. Take care.